Welcome to Real People, Real Voices. I'm James Jackson.
And I'm your co-host, Pastor Wayne Moore.
Always a pleasure to host with you.
Yes, it is, my friend.
I don't know if we're supposed to elbow or shake hands
man,
or what we're supposed to be doing.
I've been boosted, so I'm
Me
cool.
too.
Yeah, we in great shape.
I've been fully vaccinated.
Yeah.
And I was scheduled for a booster yesterday, and I missed my appointment.
Well, we're going to make sure you get back in tune with that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So and in fact, we want to encourage you all, if you haven't been vaccinated yet, certainly it is your choice. We certainly want to encourage you to do that. And since boosters are now available, get your booster.
Yeah, it'll help you whether you realize it or not.
And everybody else too.
Yeah, you can save a life by saving your own.
And stay masked up when you need to, and all the different mitigations that we do. But we're glad that you all are here, and we're glad to be back in the studio again. And we want to encourage you to check us out on YouTube, WHMB TV 40, and on Facebook.
Like us there. We're right there waiting on you to hit the button. Let us come into your life, talk about some current events and what's going on in the faith-based community as well.
And I want to thank our sponsors.
Yeah, we want to thank Tamika Associates Realty Group. We want to thank Martin University, not only Martin University, but Marion County Public Health Department, Lee Cossell and Crawley, and Owls Modern Clothing and Shoes, North Side Window and Gutter and Cleaning, and Fervent Prayer Christian Academy. That's where you get your children started in the early education. And then, last but not least, His Place. Go get your grub on.
Yeah, and in fact, coming up in just a few moments, we have the folks from His Place Eatery with us, and they brought some food. So we're looking forward.
I smell it, man. I
to
smell it.
digging into that.
Yeah.
The studio is filled with the aroma of that great
Yeah, you
food.
got to watch the camera crew.
Yeah.
I'll watch them about this time. Certain fellow.
Yeah, so we'll be back in just a bit. Welcome back, and we are joined by James Jones. I just love your first name.
Well, thank you. That's a great name.
It's a great name.
All right.
President, CEO, and co-owner of the His Place Eatery.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming.
No problem. Thanks for
And-
inviting me out.
You're welcome, and thanks for bringing the food in.
No problem. No problem.
You
know.
made it challenging for us to focus.
Well, if I'm going to show up, make an appearance, I guess. Huh?
Yeah.
And this has a beautiful aroma to it as well.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And what did you bring? We're going to, of course, try this a little bit later on the show.
We just brought some catfish and then some of our banana pudding.
And I hear the banana pudding is out of sight.
Well, we like to think so. It's excellent. It's not the normal banana pudding. We put our own little twist on it, but it's one of our best sellers. So we think it's excellent.
Yeah, I like what you said too, James. You said we put our own twist on it. To suggest, don't ask me what the twist is.
Well, you got to keep some things close to the best. Close to the best.
Close to the best.
All right.
That's good. Man, how you doing? How did you do 20 months of pandemic?
It was, for us, we had a lot of success during it. Of course, we didn't anticipate that at all. But going into it, we my wife and I got together, we kind of set a strategy and just decided that we were going to be flexible throughout it. And we're going to take everything day to day, week to week. And whatever changes we needed to make or adaptations we needed to make, we're going to do that. And we were surprised by the outpour of support that we got. Of course, during that time, we had to go to 100% carry out for a portion of that time. But business-wise, we did way better than what we expected to do. As a matter of fact, we did better than what we had done in previous years.
Yeah, well,
so we were really fortunate.
Yeah. Basically on the fact that your carryout was already installed in place.
Yes.
So it just increased.
Exactly.
And,
exactly. Yeah, we were pretty well known for carryout already. So for us, it was just making that adjustment to being full carryout. It was kind of weird not having customers in the restaurant, dining in and things like that. But business-wise, we did really, really well.
Yeah, you were not one of those businesses that succumbed to the pandemic and eventually had to close your doors. So you're still open.
Yes,
That's
sir.
a blessing.
We're fortunate. We're very blessed and we don't take it for granted. It was just by faith that we made decisions day in and day out, just kind of going with what we thought we needed to do, and thankfully we ended up on the other side of it so far, and we did pretty well.
So you guys, as far as capacities are concerned, at one time, Marion County Health Department had the capacities at 50%, 75%, and so on. Where is it today?
Right now, it's 100% capacity. We're probably more like 95%. We still have a couple areas that we could still have customers come in, but we've kind of slowly moved back into that. Instead of going, when they opened up the 50%, instead of jumping right back in, we kind of moved slower. Having the success that we had with carryout, it didn't create the urgency that maybe some other places had to open up fully. And so for us, for our team, we just decided to move a little bit slower, let people get used to things, and gradually move back into being open 100% in the dining room.
Outstanding. Talk to us about some of the things on the menu. What makes His Place Eatery different from a lot of other eateries and places you can go in town? There's a lot of folks coming in town, getting into the restaurant business. As Dr. Moore said, many have succumbed to COVID-19. But what makes His Place a little bit different?
Well, what we like to do is we call it chef-inspired soul food. And what that means to us is basically we take the idea of soul food that has been done for years and years and years, and we try to make it, number one, consistent, so that every time you come in and you dine with us or you do a carry-out, everything is always the same. Number two, we want to make it a very unique experience. So on our menu, we have some things that we kind of take the liberty to recreate some of the things that you might traditionally think of when you think of soul food. Yeah, like the meatloaf. The smoked meatloaf is one of those items that traditionally people bake a meatloaf. So we smoke our meatloaf almost like a barbecue type meatloaf. So liberties like that. We have a chicken pot pie. It's a fried chicken pot pie, but it's a deconstructed fried chicken pot pie. So we take a fried chicken breast, we take a puff pastry, and we take the filling and we put it all together, and then we allow you to mix it at your leisure. Some people like a little bit more crust with their pot pie. Some people like a little bit more meat. So it gives you that ability to eat it as you like.
Create your own balance.
Yeah, create your own balance. Exactly. So we just like to be a little bit creative with some of the things that we do. We have like a red velvet chicken and waffle, and then we also have a peach cobbler chicken and waffle. We also have one of our newer things. We have a brisket grilled cheese sandwich, where we take like a brioche type bread and provolone cheese, and we take some brisket, chop it up, and put it on that sandwich and make it a grilled cheese. And then we also have a collard green melt, a collard green grilled cheese sandwich, where we take the same concept, but we use collard greens and tomatoes in it. Make a grilled cheese out of that. So
vegetarian piece.
Yeah, if you want to call it that, yes, yes.
The vegan.
Exactly.
Are you all doing catering at this time, or?
We always do catering. Catering is a little bit tricky. During COVID, there was hardly any catering going on because there wasn't a lot of large gatherings. So we're starting to move back into catering. And then with Thanksgiving coming up, we do quite a bit of catering for Thanksgiving as well. So yeah, that catering option is always available.
That's great. Now, you guys, how many locations do you have right now?
Right now, we have one location. We're during the pandemic, we were looking to open up a second location, and then like most people, we had really severe staffing issues. And so we're coming out of that now. So now we're starting to think about location number 2 and 3 and kind of what moves to make. So that's what's on the horizon.
Are you going to come west?
We can't say where we're going yet, but we can say that we are looking. We are trying to make that decision on where to go and when to go. So I can't say exactly where it's going to be, but we're working on it.
That's just like the special ingredients in the.
Well,
yeah, just like the special ingredients in the pudding over there. Yeah.
Well, the special ingredients, we know what's in it.
Yeah, okay.
The location, we don't quite know yet. So that might be some of it. We don't quite know exactly where it is yet. So that might be a little bit more.
Yeah.
All right.
So how is the concept of your workforce doing now?
You know what? It's doing a lot better. Since September, things have really started to turn around. People have come back to work, and our staff has really started to kind of level out to where we have enough people, on our team that we can facilitate the way that we need to, as opposed to before it was just a constant struggle because we were constantly understaffed. So it feels really, really refreshing to start to get people in the pipeline and start to get people to come back to work. And during that time, quite honestly, I think that for us as a small independent operator, we learned so much during that time. We learned, number one, in dealing with people, learn how to deal with people differently, and deal with people based on kind of where they are, as opposed to any type of preconceived ideas of what we wanted to do. And I think that in the end, I think that probably helps us to be a better company.
Good.
So,
All right, well, we'll put a pin there, and we've got much more. To those of you who are watching, we've got much more coming up with His Place Eatery. We're with James Jones, and we're going to let you see how delicious the food is when we come back. Stay with us. Welcome back, and we're glad to see you. And we are with Chef Jones
Yes.
on today, more specifically.
Yeah.
And you brought us some food, as we indicated in the first segment. Dr. Moore is already
Yeah.
dived into it.
Yeah, I no longer call him James. Chef Jones. You
And I'm going to try it out here too.
gonna try? Yeah. Oh
right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah. I've tried it out.
And so what are we trying out here?
okay, that is our fried catfish. And then we also have our banana pudding as well for dessert.
This is really good.
Well, thank you.
Got a nice spice on it.
Yeah, it's
I assume that's a secret as well, right?
it's spicy without being overwhelming.
Great texture.
Yep, we like a light, crispy breading, so it's not overwhelming. Doesn't have has a really good mouthfeel to it.
And just the full flavor of it, and the structure of the breading around the fish is phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's my palate thanks you.
All right, well, thank you.
Now you mentioned, Chef Jones, when you send this out and it travels better in strips, because
Yes.
of course I was thinking we were going to
Have a full fillet?
Full fillet. What's
Yeah.
the importance of that?
So in the restaurant where we're cooking it and then we're putting it out and you're pretty much consuming it almost immediately, the full fillets work really, really well because that's the natural way that you serve fillet, catfish fillet. When we cater that, because it's going to travel and we can't really say how long that's going to sit before it's consumed, what we like to do is cut those into strips. And then that way the breading is around the whole thing a lot more and it stays a lot more crisp for you, stays a lot fresher for you as well as far as the breading itself. So it just gives a lot better presentation and a lot better palate feel when you're cut it in half for catering.
All right. And speaking of better feel, this is banana pudding.
That's right.
And
I'm gonna close this up, Doc.
I mean, you can put your spoon in there.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's not loose and runny or anything.
Right.
I can't.
We've got some crumbles on there.
Yeah,
What's that all about?
We got the crumbles presentation. You know, we eat with our eyes first, so we want everything to look as great as we possibly can make it. So we serve our banana puddings like all of our desserts. We serve them individually. That way you can order it for dine-in, and then if you don't finish it, it's real easy to pack up and take with you.
Wow.
I'm going to be taking this with me.
That's why I stopped eating that. You know, you're gonna continue to eat that? What about that piece of fish?
It's hard to stop
The fish. What about the fish? You're going to eat that fish?
as soon as the segment's over.
Okay.
What are these crumbles? I mean, what is it?
Just cookies, just the vanilla wafer cookies.
Oh, really?
Crumbled on top.
Oh, so you crumble them up?
Yeah. So we put some in the bottom of it, and then we take some and crumble them up and put them on top.
Wow.
Yeah, just for, like I said, for the presentation, and also, again, you think about when you think about food, and I'm a foodie. I love food. I travel for food. You want it to be a complete. A complete meal. Everything you want it to stand on its own. And so with the dessert, you want it to taste good, but you want it to look good. And then also you got to think about those little things, like how does it feel when you put it in your mouth?
Yeah.
So all of those little things. You don't want just one tone. You want it to cause a little bit of excitement for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is very exciting.
It's very exciting.
Everything
It
that
looks
we've had, yeah, it looks good because we eat with our eyes first.
That's right.
But and the fish, the presentation of it,
Thank you.
just the strips.
Thank you.
Let me ask a question.
Yes.
How many fillets do you serve?
We serve 2 fillets, 2 full fillets.
2 full fillets.
Yep. Yep.
That's great.
So how did you get into cooking?
Whew, that's a long time ago. Well, quite honestly, I didn't start cooking until I was in my late 20s. Before then, as a matter of fact, all of my college buddies and all people, my good friends growing up, they all are mad at me still to this day. Like, we didn't get to take advantage of none of this when you were younger. Because I started cooking in my late 20s and just went to the kitchen, started cooking. My mom, she did a lot of catering. And my mom loves to cook, and so I was always, around food. My entire family cooks, so everyone in my family cooks something. And so just being around that, again, my mom had a catering business, so I would help her with that. And then I was working in corporate America and decided to go to culinary school. And so I just went back to culinary school, went to Ivy Tech, and absolutely loved it. And so I thought I would be in a shirt and tie all my life, and went to Ivy Tech and was like, wow, this is really cool, and this is what I want to do. So that's sort of how I got into it.
And now you're an entrepreneur.
Now I'm an entrepreneur.
Looking
yes.
for your second and third
Yep,
place of opening.
exactly.
And
I wish you well.
And it's right, good timing for it.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Very good timing.
Yep.
And if people want to avail themselves to this delicious food, and it is delicious, we're not just saying that. We're not just saying that go there on TV. People on TV, they tell you stuff. This food is really, really good.
Yeah.
So how do people get to you?
Okay, so we are located on the east side of Indianapolis at 30th and Shadeland.
You can
our
tell them. You can tell them on that.
Yeah, go to
camera.
3 right here.
Our physical address is 6916 East 30th Street, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46219. You can visit us at www.hisplaceeatery.com. It's important that you go to hisplaceeatery.com because on the internet there's a lot of old menus and things like that are out there from that people post on Google and all types of things like that. So you go to our website, we have our full menu online with prices and everything. Also our catering is online. And you can also follow us on Facebook at His Place Eatery, on Twitter at His Place Eatery, or Instagram at His Place Eatery.
Now, do the DoorDash folks and all those folks come by and pick up stuff and take it to people?
We do not offer any delivery apps. We're not a fan of the delivery apps.
Really?
Yeah, it's a whole nother discussion because that's a business decision that we made. A lot of people don't realize those apps take up to 30% of your profit from small businesses like ours. So every time an order comes through, we are giving away 30% of what we make off of that order. So a lot of times it puts us in a position where it's you might get a lot of volume from them, but you're not actually making any money. You're almost paying people to come and visit you or to come and get that food. And so for us, it became a business decision that, you know what, I would really rather super serve the customers that we get that come in the door that pay full price. So we can have staff, we can have, a property taken care of and things like that, as opposed to having a lot of people come in, but we're basically just giving the food away. And that's, again, every single business has to make that decision for themselves. When we did the math, and we used those apps for a couple years, but when we started doing the math and digging really deep into it, it's just not a play that we wanted to do for long term for our business, for the health of our business.
All right, your most favorite item on the menu
Oh,
that you
man.
like to? I know they're all
Oh,
great,
man.
but is there any one of them that this is the one you just love preparing and love eating?
Wow, it kind of changes. It kind of changes. Like I said, I'm a foodie. I love to cook. I love to eat. So it just changes based on what mood I'm in. I love smoked meats, so brisket and pulled pork and even our smoked ribs and rib tips. I cook that at home. I go home some nights and I might throw something on the smoker. So so smoked meats are probably my favorite thing to do. But I also like being creative. So you really just depends on what kind of mood I'm in.
Yeah.
So,
As a restaurant,
I know that's a half
there's
answer.
there's a restaurant out there that say we have the meats, but you guys have the meats too.
we got the meats too. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You've been a great guest.
Well, thank you for
Thank
having
you for
me.
bringing
Thank
us some samples in.
you. No problem. Thank you.
And
Thank you. guys.
we're going to have you back.
All right.
Since you've started this new routine, we want you to continue that.
All right. All right.
Every time you come, you bring something.
So I become a lunch date.
Yeah.
All right.
Or when you find out we're taping, just,
Okay, just
send us something. We'll
send
pick
something.
it up on the way in.
Okay. All right. Well,
Thank
I
you all
appreciate
for being with us. We've had a great time, and we've got some food that we need to eat here, but we will be back in just a few moments with the rundown. We'll be back after this. Welcome back. I'm James Jackson.
Pastor Wayne Moore.
And I'm Curtis Baker, your producer of Real People, Real Voices. So, guys, what do you think?
Well, you're probably going to have to do most of this because we've been eating, and the food is just delicious.
Yeah, outstanding. I know some of this family history from West Side, and so they all are into the cooking concepts. But if I can stress something, I think our community, all communities, need to really give this particular business a shot. I think it's important that we do that because he offers good products, and we need to get everyone to take advantage of it. If you're going to do something, Fish Friday is something that's dynamic at his place, so go check him out. Get the catfish. It's good. I just had it.
Well, I'm a little partial to the catfish. Every Friday, you could probably, if you wanted to find me and put a hit out on me, Friday's his place is where I'm probably at.
Getting the
Catfish is great. I tell you what, try that brisket grilled cheese sandwich. That's good. Also, that chicken, I think they call it reconstructive chicken pot pie. It's actually,
Make your own.
it's really great. I mean, it's good. And the crew finally is going to get some of this great food. I've been promising you guys, and I finally came through.
All right.
What? Can we hear from the crew out there?
And we'll let that be the last word. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Next time.
See you, Aunt Jeanette.